Okay guys, I'm back. I just had the barium swallow test x-ray thingamabobber done. It's pretty much everything I expected it to be. They put me into a room and had me put a gown on, so just undressed from waist up, put on one of their nifty little gowns, and then an x-ray tech came out and got me and took me into the room where they were doing the x-ray. I have to say, this is the first time I have met a rather judgmental medical professional. She was kind of snotty about me having the surgery. She asked if I had ever done the barium swallow test before, and I said no, that I had not done it before. And she's like, really? You did the surgery and they never had you do this test? And I was like, no, it was never brought up. I don't really see any reason why you would do it before the surgery. I mean, I guess I can see doing it at some point after to check and make sure everything is going okay, but before makes no sense because you haven't rearranged any anatomy. What do you need to do the test before? But I just said, no, I haven't. And she's like, oh, well, I can't believe they did the test without doing, or they did the surgery without doing this test. Okay, whatever. So she's asking me kind of questions about why I was there and why they were doing the test. And I said that I was having trouble keeping food and medications down, and I had been vomiting a lot lately. And she asked, you know, how far out are you? And I said 7 weeks. And how much weight have you lost? And I said, I've lost 53 pounds. And I said it rather proudly because I've lost 53 pounds. I'm damn proud of that, you know? And she goes, oh, that much? Yeah. She's like, wow, I can't believe you've lost that much in only 7 weeks. That's not good. And I'm sitting there going, what does she mean that's not good? Does she mean she thinks I haven't lost enough weight or too much? I'm like, I don't understand what she means that's not good. And I said, well, the doctor was happy with it. And I was so shocked by her comment, I just kind of mumbled, like, the doctor's happy with it. And obviously I'm thrilled because, you know, lost 53 pounds. And she's like, yeah, but you don't want to be sick. And that's too much to lose. You're going to be sick. All right, then. How about you just shut up and put this lead apron around me, all right? All right. And she put the damn lead apron on my hip and then scolded me for not having it around the back. And I was like, bitch, just... She was an older woman, probably in her 60s. And she was obviously one of those people that's very put together. Everything is in perfect place. Her makeup is perfect. Her hair is perfect. She smelled like peaches, and I hate peaches. I hate the smell of them. I hate the taste of them. I hate that artificial peachy lotion smell. That's what she smelled like Bath and Body Works peach lotion. It just, bleh. I hate peaches. And she just reeked of that stuff. And it was like, oh my God, just get away from me. So anyway, besides the bitchy x-ray tech that was all like a bariatric specialist for some 5 minutes there, they had me lay down and they took an x-ray when I was laying down, and then they set the bed up and I got to ride on the bed as it went. And then she's like, well, get off, I gotta put this thing on you. I'm like, okay, whatever. So she puts the stupid lead apron on wrong and then scolds me and fixes it. And I get back up there and the doctor comes in. He says, I'm Dr. So-and-so. I'm gonna do this swallow test for you. I hear that you had Roux-en-y 7 weeks ago and now you're vomiting. And I said, yeah, that's basically why I'm here. And he said, okay, well, we'll do this test and we'll see what we can find. So they kind of argued over which barium drink to bring to me. She's like, I have this one ready. And he's like, well, I don't want that one. I want the other one. And they were squabbling with each other. So I get the feeling this lady's just kind of a bitch in general. I don't know. But, so they bring me over the drink, and she's not very helpful. She's not really telling me where things are supposed to be, and he's trying to explain to me how to move my body, and she's just kind of standing there with the cup in her hand like a dope. And then finally she's like, oh, put your arm up here. Well, put it up here. And I'm like, okay, well, you have to tell me that and show me that, because how the hell else am I supposed to know? Anyway, so I take a drink of the barium, the thick, because they had like a thick version and a thin version, and they gave me the thick one first, and I could see the screen over here to my right, so I could kind of see what was going on, because it kind of had me, you know, tilted to my left a little bit, and they had me move back and forth quite a bit, so I could kind of see it go in when I took a drink, and it would go in and get partway down, and then it almost looked like it stuck there, and then that was really loud. Yeah, I know I have an appointment tomorrow. Stop it. Anyway, so the, I could see the liquid go down and almost stop in one spot, and it looked like a thin little trickle went through, and then it expanded again. You could see it go through, and then it got to another point where it seemed to stop again and do kind of the same thing. And I never actually saw for sure if it went like where my stomach was. Like I said, I was kind of sideways, trying to nonchalantly look over my shoulder and look at the screen to see if I could see what was going on. He had me take several drinks and had me roll around a bit and turn to this side and turn to that side. And at one point he said, well, that's not working. Let's try laying you on your back. So then he, you know, put the bed back, and he's like, well, we'll lean you forward. No, that's not working. Okay, let's try leaning you back. And he's like, well, that's kind of working. And he's like, okay, now roll to this side. I did a lot of rolling around. But the fact that he was saying, oh, that's not working, made me think that the barium was getting stuck. Because that's kind of what it looked like from the little bit that I could see, that it got stuck, and it would sit there, and then it would kind of trickle, and then go, and then it would like expand or something. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. I have no freaking idea. Anyway, they had me roll onto my stomach and drink the thinner stuff, which was flavored. I prefer the other stuff. The other stuff was not flavored. It didn't taste like anything, but the thinner stuff was kind of like a berry flavored. It was like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that. But it wasn't bad either. And I wasn't thrilled to be drinking out of a straw. And he's like, okay, I need you to just drink and drink and drink and just keep drinking and taking as big a drinks as you can until I tell you to stop. And, you know, as a bariatric patient, you shouldn't be drinking out of a straw to begin with, but you can't take very big drinks. And so I'm taking what I know I can tolerate. And he's like, bigger drinks. And I'm like, I can't take bigger drinks. I will puke all over your table. So I drank as much, and you almost heard it click in his head. He's like, oh, well, I mean, take as big a drink as you can. Thank you. Thank you for remembering that. I cannot drink like a normal person. So anyway, they rolled me around, took a ton of pictures, did a lot of video. Like I said, I saw a little bit of it, but I couldn't see everything. And then the doctor just kind of left the room, and the lady's like, all right, you're done, hop off. Okay, I guess we're done. She's said something about barium's very constipating, so make sure you drink a lot of water. I'm like, lady, I have not had anything to drink in forever. Trust me, I've got plenty of water to drink in the car. I've got my Protein 2.0, it's called tropical coconut, but it tastes like pina colada. I've got that to drink with my 15 grams of protein in here. I got half this big old bottle of water still in here. I got this cup. No worries. I am so damn thirsty. Trust me, I'm going to be drinking like a crazy person and hoping not to puke. But anyway, I don't know anything more than that, and I won't know anything more than that, I suppose, until tomorrow. I have a follow-up appointment with my surgeon's nurse, and we'll hopefully find out at that point if I have a stricture or something else, or they don't know. I guess I'll find out at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will keep you guys updated and let you know what I know when I know. Thanks.